Cubs learn their behavior from their mother, and when their mother is eating food, is habituated to human foods, then that's what the cubs learn. And as they grow older, they will be habituated to human foods as well. Isn't that right?
The second year we were here, we had our bird feeder out, and it's a tall bird feeder. And one morning at 3 o'clock, our dog, Sammy, woke us up, was barking, so I came out on the porch with a flashlight, and I saw a bear out there at the bird feeder, and he or she had pulled the bird feeder down and was just shoveling the bird seed in its mouth. It was sitting back on its haunches. The next day we went out to the bird feeder, and the post that holds the bird feeder in the ground, which is solid steel, the bird feeder post had been bent. So it was a pretty big bear, pretty powerful.
So if you live in bear habitat, or if there's bear activity in your neighborhood, this is a bear feeder. A bear can knock this right down and get all the seed out of it, and it's very nutritious for bears. They love bird feeders. So if you live in an area with bear activity, you need to take the bird feeders down, because they are also bear feeders.
Just really discouraging to come out in the morning and find your garbage all it gets strewn up in the woods and you have to get it out. And so we built a wood box, didn't really think quite yet to go to the metal box, and we just went to Henson's and got super treated wood and built this thing. At first we had a latch down here so we could open it up and, you know, get the garbage cans out easy to clean it, but that was just easy for the bears to do too, so we've had to screw it shut. But they still do get in, and we've had boards pulled off, but basically what we've decided to do is, during the times that we see them a lot, we do just keep the garbage in the basement and put it out here the morning that the trash pickup happens, and we just prefer to handle it that way instead of picking it up off the lane. So, but you know, that's maybe 4 or 5 weeks out of the year that we really have to go to that extent to keep them from messing around.
This is bear food. If you leave trash out overnight, a bear's going to find it sooner or later if you live in bear country, and a bear will get this and scatter it all over the neighborhood. So if you live in an area where there's bear activity or close to bear habitat, you need to put the garbage in an enclosed garage or storage area, or keep it in the house until you haul it off. Don't leave it outside overnight.
One thing that I'm not quite as clear about doing, and I worry about, is that I keep my dog in the yard, and if I see a bear in the yard with my dog, I want to do whatever I can, obviously, to protect her. And a bear actually has had an encounter with my dog in the past, and I wasn't there, and she's fine, but it's unnerving. And so what do I do if there's a bear in the yard and my dog's there, and I don't want to aggravate the bear, but I want it to go away fast?
If you see a bear, discourage it in any way that you can, by yelling at it or making a lot of noise, just to let the bear know that he's not welcome.
We've had to figure out how to keep the bears from coming. We really love having fruit trees and don't want to give that up, but they really do seem to attract them, particularly when the fruit's in season, obviously. And so, as much as possible, try to keep the fruit that falls off the ground. But the time that we ran into the biggest trouble was when we were away during the summer on vacation, and I had someone coming to the house for the dog, but didn't ask them to pick up the fruit, and sure enough, bears came down and were eating, and my mom actually saw them here at the trees and of course left. But then when she came back later, they had stripped several branches, pretty big areas, all from down here off the tree. So they're really just starting to come back now after a couple years of looking pretty straggly. So that's discouraging, and you know, you want to have things going on in your yard, but you don't want to attract bears either.
This little fellow was orphaned. We don't know what happened to his mother, but he was orphaned, and a lot of times when bears get habituated to human food sources and they come around houses in neighborhoods, life becomes dangerous for them. And sometimes they get hit by cars, sometimes they get shot by people who are afraid of them. There are all kinds of things that can happen, and sometimes that leaves little cubs like this one orphaned. The best way to avoid this, to keep this from happening, is to remove food sources, take down bird feeders, to remove trash or secure it in places where bears can't get to them, and not leave pet food outside. Those are the things that brings bears into neighborhoods and into town. And that's what we need to do to keep bears safe and to keep people safe. Don't feed the bears. A fed bear is a dead bear.